So our next topic in this third unit is flow through pipes in series. Okay, so already we know what is the word series means. They are connected one by one in this way, one after the other. They are connected, and this there is other name for this that is also called as compound pipes. Okay, so different size of pipes are connected, or a single pipe with various diameters. Right. So if the flow is going through this type of pipe, it is called as flow through pipes in series. Nothing but different diameters of the pipes or different lengths of the pipes are connected in this way, in between reservoirs or in between any other pipes. Okay, so that type of connection is called as pipes in series. So here what happens, again the same concept we are using here, that is we are going to find the losses. So we are going to see the, because of the losses, how much head is lost. So that thing we are going to find here also. So if the pipes are in series or compound pipes, these are the pipes of different lengths and diameters connected end to end in series to form a pipeline in this way. So here if you see here, there are three pipes which are connected here in series. Okay, so this is a H. H means here a difference of water in this. So H equal to, how the H difference will come, because of the losses affecting in the losses happening in the pipe, there will be head difference. So that H is equal to all the losses which are happening here. It may be minor losses or minimum major losses. So always we know major loss will be only the frictional loss. While coming to minor losses, there are 7 types. Already we have seen that, right? So when a problem is given in this way, when the series of pipes are connected to a reservoirs, so we need to find what is the unknown term he is asking. Whether if he is asking to find what is the difference of this fluid H, we need to calculate, or we need to calculate any unknown term if the head is given to us. Okay, so if you see this. So this is the thing. So same concept again, we use your Bernoulli and continuity equations here. So if you see this, the discharge throughout this pipe will be common always. So by a continuity equation, we can write that Q equal to A1 V1 in the first section of the pipe here is equals to Q equal to A2 V2, which is equal to A3 V3 in the third section. So by the continuity equation, we can write Q equal to A1 V1 is equals to A2 V2 is equals to A3 V3. Okay, so from that, we can take one condition as this one. For solving the problem, we need two conditions. One is continuity equation for taking the velocities. Next, we are going to use these formulas, nothing but the total loss in the pipe. If you see in these, the total loss in the pipe is H. So that H is created because of the losses happening in these 3 series of pipes. So that is taken as like this. So the difference in liquid surface is equal to the sum of total head losses in the pipes. So the difference in the liquid surface is capital H. So this is the difference in the water level which you can see in the reservoir here. This is the difference in the level of water. So that H is equal to the sum of the losses in these pipes. So H equal to, so what are all the losses which are available in this pipe if you see? So we can see here by seeing the diagram you can understand. So first thing, there will be an inlet loss because this pipe is connected to a reservoir here. So inlet loss will be here. And next, if you go in the first pipe, there will be the friction loss in the pipe up to here. After that, what happening? There is sudden contraction here. So there will be some loss because of this contraction at this junction here. Next, in the second pipe, we will be again having the frictional loss inside this up to a length L2. Next, what happening? Again, it is the pipe is getting enlarged here. So there will be a loss of head because of the sudden enlargement here. Then we'll be having our frictional loss. And at the end, if you see, again, the pipe is connected to one more reservoir. So there will be loss of head because of the exit also, exit of the pipe. The exit of the pipe also, there will be some losses. So totally one loss here, one inlet loss, one frictional loss, one sudden contraction, again, one more frictional loss, one sudden expansion loss, one frictional loss, and at the exit loss. So total, these many minor losses are available in this, as well as major loss, that is frictional loss. So these all losses will create a difference of head in these 2 reservoirs because of the losses in this. Okay, so here we are considering both losses, that is major losses as well as minor losses. So major losses, if you can see, in the first pipe, one friction loss will be there. In the second section, one frictional loss will be there. And in the third section, one frictional loss will be there. So 3 frictional losses, 1 inlet loss, 1 sudden contraction loss, 1 expansion loss, and 1 at the exit of the loss. So 4 minor losses and 3 major losses are available in this setup. Okay, so what we'll do, the total head losses in the pipes are nothing but these values. So this is the loss because of the inlet of the pipe. So already these 7 formulas we have seen for the minor losses yesterday in yesterday's class. So at the inlet loss, if you have the inlet loss, The formula for inlet loss is 0.5 V1 square. So where V1 is the velocity in the first section of the pipe, but where is V is the velocity of the pipe. Okay, so this is the inlet loss plus the frictional loss in the first pipe is given by 4FL1 V1 square by 2GD1. Since it is a first pipe, we are taking all ones here. Plus what happening next? What happening after taking the frictional loss? The pipe is getting contracted. So the contraction loss is given by 0.5 V2 square by 2G. Okay. Next, again in the second pipe, we'll be having the frictional loss. So that is taken as 4FL2 V2 square by 2GD2. This is the frictional loss here. Next, we'll have the sudden expansion. So sudden expansion formula already we know, that is V2 minus velocity at the inlet minus velocity at the outlet, V2 minus V3 whole square by 2G. Plus the frictional loss in the third section of the pipe, and at the last we have your exit loss, V3. At the exit, if you see, we'll have the velocity at the pipe is V3. So V3 square by 2G is the loss at the exit. So you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Total 7 losses, under which 3 are the frictional losses in the 3 sections of the pipe, and remaining 4 are the minor losses in the series of pipes. Okay. So this H is nothing but the difference of head levels in the reservoirs which is given to us. Right. Suppose in some problems he's asking to find only the loss because of the friction. So what we will do at the time, we can neglect the minor losses happening in this. So you'll get only frictional loss at the section 1, frictional loss in the section pipe 2, frictional loss in the pipe 3. So the same condition if you apply, capital H is equals to frictional loss in the first pipe, frictional loss in the second pipe, and frictional loss in the third pipe. So H is equals to this formula when we are neglecting the minor losses. Right. So this depends on the question. It is asking to find the total head loss. We need to take minor as well as major losses. And if it is asking to find only the head loss because of the friction, major loss, we need to use this one. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can ask here. This is the easiest topic actually. Right. Roughly, you can take the diagram and you can see what are all the losses happening here because of the friction as well as different minor losses. Okay. Yes. If you want anything, I will wait here. Otherwise, we'll go for the next. You can solve problem on this. Pipes in series. The topic name is flow through pipes in series, or it is also called as compound pipes. Okay. Pipes in series means pipe is connected end to end, one after the other, interconnected. After this topic, we are going to see pipes in parallel. Nothing but there you can see pipes will be parallel to each other. Yes, can I go for the next slide? Yes, please respond anybody.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Okay, so we'll solve problem in these pipes in series. One problem we'll solve today. Right. So this is the number 6 problem. In this unit, I am writing number 6. Okay. So the difference in water surface level in 2 tanks which are connected by 3 pipes in series. So by seeing this word, we can understand this is the topic of pipes in series. Okay. So what is telling the 3 pipes are connected in series, which are again connected to 2 tanks like this. As a problem which I have shown here, like this only it is connected. Okay. So what is telling pipes in series of length. So the length of the pipes are given. So 3 pipes, one is 300 meter, one is 170 meter, and 210 meters of different diameters. So for the first length, 300 meter length, the diameter is 300 mm. Next to 200 mm is the second pipe's diameter, and 400 mm is the third pipe's diameter. And what is this 12 meter? That is this one. The difference in water surface level in 2 tanks connected by 3 pipes is 12 meters. So capital H is given. The difference in water surface level, capital H equal to 12 meters. Then L1, L2, and L3 lengths of the pipes are given. D1, D2, D3, and the diameters of the pipes are also given. Right. So what is asking to find? Determine the rate of flow. So he's asking to find discharge of water if coefficient of friction. Okay. So this is coefficient of friction, that is F value, are 0.005, 0.0052 and 0.0048 respectively. Nothing but, so for the 3 pipe sections, he has given 3 different friction factors or coefficient of friction. In some problems, he will tell it is common. The friction factor is common for all the sections of the pipe. So at that time, he will give only one F value. So F can be taken as, here it is taken as F1, nothing but friction factor in the first pipe, friction factor in the second pipe, friction factor in the third pipe. Okay, so there is one more name, friction factor, or it is also called as coefficient of frictions. Okay, so what he's asking to find? He's asking to find the rate of discharge. First, he's asking to consider minor losses also. Considering minor losses also. What is the meaning of that? He's asking to take minor losses also means we need to take both major as well as minor losses for the first thing. So all the data we need to use, and first we need to find the coefficient, discharge by taking all the losses, major losses and minor losses. And next is asking to find same again the rate of discharge when we are neglecting the minor losses. So we need to take only major losses, that is frictional losses, for the second case. Okay, so please copy the question and inform me after copying it. Previously, from these pipes in series and parallel, they have asked many times long answer questions. Problem will be asked. So it is also one of the important topic from this unit. So for solving these problems, we need to know all the minor losses formulas. At inlet, expansion, sudden contraction, exit of the pipe. Mostly these 4 are very important. Okay, bendings, pipe fittings and obstruction is rarely used. These 4 which are very important: inlet, outlet, expansion and contraction. Yes, make it fast. Inform me after completing writing the question. Yes, how many of you are copying these columns and notes? Please raise their hands. Those are writing, those are just sleeping, no need to raise. Those are writing, they can raise. 1. Yes, what about others? All are sleeping. Right, okay. So we'll go for the solution. So first we'll write the given data, what are all things given to us. So first he said the difference in water surface level for the 2 tanks is 12 meters. So capital H value is given to us. So capital H is 12 meter. Next, length of the pipes are given. So for the first section, L1 is 300 meter, L2 is 170 meter, L3 is 210 meter. 300, 170, and 210 meter. Right. So next he has given the diameter of the three section of pipes. So D1 is 300 mm, that is 0.3 meter. D2 is 200 mm, which is 0.2 meter. D3 is 400 mm, which is 0.4 meter. Right. So next he has given friction factors for all the three section of pipes. So for the first section pipe, F1 is 0.005, F2 is 0.0052, and F3 is 0.0048. So these are all the things which are given in the bottom. Okay, many things are given here. So all the things we have taken as the given data. So please copy it fastly, given data. So for finding discharge, what we need to know? We need to know the velocities of the pipe. Since the discharge is common in all the three sections of the pipe, if you know any one velocity, it is enough to find the discharge. So for finding velocities, what we will use? We use continuity equation as well as this equation for the H value. The formula which I have shown. Both we will use, and we can find the velocity unknown. Then we can find the discharge. Okay. So first we will find the areas of all the three sections of pipes. So first diameter is 0.3. So area A1 is pi by 4 into 0.3 square. So please calculate the value of area 1. Pi by 4 into 0.3 square.
0.0706, sir.
0.0706 meter square. Next, second area. So diameter for the second area is 0.2. So pi by 4 into 0.2 square. Pi by 4 into 0.2 square.
0.0314.
0.0314 meter square. Next, pi by 4 into 0.4 square. Since the diameter D3 is 0.4. So pi by 4 into 0.4 square.
0.1256, sir.
Right. Thank you. Right. So after calculating the areas, so from the continuity equation, we know in any connected pipes, discharge will be constant throughout the pipe sections at any section. So we can take at Q equal to A1 V1, which is also equal to A2 V2 for the second section, which is also equal to A2 A3 V3 for the third section. So what we are doing is first I am taking all the terms. So I am taking V1 as V1 only. So I need V2 in terms of V1 and V3 also in terms of V1. So that I will find V1 first. Okay. So from these two, if you take A1 V1 equal to A2 V2, take V2 equal to. So from this condition, you can take V2 equal to A1 by A2 into V1. So now substitute A1 value and A2 value, and you can tell V2 in terms of V1. Right. So
2.24.
2.2.
24 V1.
2.24. Any one more digit?
8, sir.
2.248 V1. Okay. So similarly, again, you can use A1 V1 is equals to A3 V3 because I'm telling I want all the terms in terms of V1. Right. So use A1 V1 is equals to A3 V3 now. So from that V3 equal to A1 V1 by A3. Okay. So what you can get again, you get some number in terms of V1. So V3 equal to
0.5621, sir.
562
1, sir.
21, right? So 0.5621 V1 is the V3 value. So now I got V1, but in section 1, it is V1 only velocity. In section 2, it is 2.248 V1. In section 3, third pipe, we have velocity 0.5621 V1. So we got all the terms in V1. Right? Please copy this. Yes. Okay. So in the next slide, now we will consider what is asking. Is asking the discharge. So first I am considering with minor losses, considering the minor losses. Okay. You can draw a figure by seeing the diameters and all things. So what you can see here, three different lengths. First diameter is 300, 200, then 400. So almost it looks like this only, this pipe. Okay, so I am taking the same diagram. Here diagram is not given in the question. You need to copy the diagram. You need to draw the diagram by seeing the dimensions of the here. So lengths you can keep as it is, but diameters, if you see, first we have 300 mm diameter. So diameter should be more first. Then it is reduced to 200. So again, it should be reduced here. Then again, it is increased to 400, right? So it should be like this. So you can draw a diagram roughly by seeing the diameters. And he said that the two, yes, who is that? Okay. So you need to connect this series of pipes to two tanks with H is the difference of water. Okay. You can draw this diagram roughly, right? So why I'm telling you to draw the diagram, because then only you can understand which type of minor losses is happening in this. Okay. So if you are unable to draw the diagram in this way, suppose what you do, if you draw here smaller size, here bigger size, and again smaller size, the problem will be completely changed. Because what happens if you do that, you will get two contractions. In that way, you will get minor losses will be changed if you are not drawing the diagram correctly. Okay. So check the diameters properly. Then you can draw the image like this. Okay. Any doubt now for drawing the diagram? So no voice means no doubts. Right. I'll take the diagram here also for explaining. Right. So now you can see the diagram. Yes, are you able to see the diagram here in this slide?
Yes, sir.
Full diagram you can see, no?
Sir.
Yes, okay. Right. So now after drawing the diagram, what we'll do, we're considering the minor losses also, first condition. So H equal to, so now you check how many losses are there here. So starting with this one. So first pipe is connected to a reservoir, but a tank. So there will be an inlet loss here. So that inlet loss is taken first. That is 0.5 V1 square by 2G. So this V1 should be taken, which pipe is connected to reservoir, that velocity. So the first pipe is connected to the reservoir here. So here it will be V1 square by 2G. Next, what we will take? We'll take the loss because of the friction in the first pipe. So first pipe's friction formula, you know already, that is 4FL V square by 2GD. Since it is a first pipe, all the terms should be kept as 1. So since here we have different friction factors also, right? So here we need to write F1. 4F1 L1 square V1 square by 2G D1. Okay, because in given data, he has given 3 friction factors, F1, F2, and F3. Suppose he's telling a common F value, you can write everywhere F like this. Okay, so this is a friction loss of head because of the friction in the first pipe. Next, what happening here? The pipe is getting contracted. So because of the contraction, there will be a loss in the pipe. So that is this one, 0.5 V2 square by 2G. So where again after contraction, what will be the velocity? That velocity should be taken here, V2 square by 2G. Next, after contraction, what happening? Again, we have a frictional loss in the second pipe. So that is this one, 4 F2 L2 V2 square by 2G D2. 4 F2 L2 V2 square by 2G D2 is the frictional loss in the second pipe. Next, after frictional loss, what happening? The pipe is getting enlarged here. So because of this enlargement, there is again a loss of head in the pipe, right? So that loss of head is taken as enlargement head loss, that is V2 minus V3. Nothing but where the enlargement is there. What is the initial velocity minus final velocity? So initial is at the velocity V2, final is at the velocity V3. So V2 minus V3 whole square by 2G is the loss of head because of the sudden expansion. Next, what we have after that, again, we have the frictional loss in the second, third pipe. So that is 4F3 L3 V3 square by 2G D3 is the frictional loss in the third pipe. At last, again, the pipe is connected to one more reservoir. So whenever it is connected to one more reservoir or a tank, at that time you'll get again the exit loss. So that exit loss is taken as V3 square by 2G. So what is the final velocity coming out there? That should be taken here. So V3 square by 2G is the exit loss happening here. So these are all the losses with the minor losses. Suppose in the second, like if you're taking the second case, what he's asking is asking to take only the major losses, neglecting the minor losses. So there, you can see major losses will be always friction loss. So one frictional loss in the first pipe, second friction loss, and the third friction loss. So only the friction losses will come for calculating the H value. Yes, any doubt here? Okay. So after writing this By seeing the diagram only you can write, because in some problems he'll give only 2 sections. At that time, what you'll get? You won't get this many terms. Depending upon the problem, you'll get the number of terms here. Okay. Mostly he'll give 2 pipes or 3 pipes. More than that, it won't be given. Okay. So now what we'll do after writing this H equal to all the losses, what we can do? We can substitute V2 and V3 to get V1, because already H value is given to us. H is given how much? 12 meter. Okay. So now what we can do? We can substitute V2 and V3. So already we have found out V2 equal to 2.248 V1, V3 equal to 0.5621 V1. So these two values, V2 and V3, you can substitute here, and you can substitute H value. You can substitute all the values which are given. That is F1 is given, L1 is given, except V1. In place of V2, you'll write again this value. Okay, so it is very big calculation. Please do it slowly, and at last you will get to V1 in meter per second. Okay, can you solve that and tell me? Yes. Yes, any one of you, please, all of you, please try to solve this equation, because in exam, if you get the same problem, how you will calculate. So before only you need to practice for the calculation also. So try to calculate and tell me the value of V1 from this equation. So substitute all the values. H equal to 12 meter. V1 we don't know, keep it as it is. By 2 into 9.81, 4 is given. F1 is there, substitute it. L1 also available, substitute. V1 available, substitute. All the terms you can substitute, except V1. In the place of V2, you need to write this one, 2.248 V1. So what you'll get? 2.248 V1 square will get, whole square. Okay, in that way, substitute V2, V3 also. Here again V3, here again V3. Then tell me finally what you will get as V1 from this. Yes, start solving it, please. So see here, if you solve this term here separately, you can use that here. Okay, separately you can keep 0.5 by 2g, what is the value? Right here into V1 square, and this whole term into V1 square. Again, these terms, V1 square will come. Again here V1 square will come. So everywhere V1 square will be common at last. So H equal to summation of all this divided by the constant term you will get. We'll see who will calculate first. Okay, little bit slowly you calculate, very lengthy equation is there. Yes, anybody who has completed the calculation?
Two thousand four
2,469. Just check it properly, that is wrong. Very small value will get. Velocity will be very small in meters per second.
One point 408.
1.408. Yes, anybody else with a different answer?
2.469, sir.
Yes, sir. 2.469.
Yes, 1.408 is the right answer. Others, you can check it once. Okay, this is right. 1.40 or 1.4 something. Okay, so you can solve it later. Just you can copy this. V1 equal to 1.408 meters per second. Right. So what is asking in the problem? Whether he's asking velocity? No, he's asking the discharge. So you can write out next step. Discharge Q is equals to. So since we have V1, we can use A1 V1. Okay, so substitute the values here. You get discharge. So A1 already we have calculated. Now we got V1 here 1.408. So tell me the discharge value. Zero 0.0706 into 1.408.
0.099.
What are the units, madam?
Meter.
Meter.
Meters.
Meter cube per second.
Your madam, huh? Meter cube per second. Okay. Without units, if you write the answer, no use. Okay. So please remember the units also. Discharge units is meter cube per second. 0.099 meter cube per second. So next, what is asking? Same problem. Is asking to neglect the minor losses. So by neglecting the minor losses, what will get? The total loss of head, capital H, is equals to loss of head because of the frictions only. So we will get these terms. For F1, okay, within short period, this will be expired. Please join immediately. Okay, just substitute all the values again, like the previous top one. So we'll get again V1. So can anyone tell what is V1? So already we have solved here all the terms separately. Just you can take that 3 here. Get V1. So V1 equal to, after V1, again you can find discharge for this